Hey, what up? This is Mondo All Day here, showing you another guide on how to pass Cosmic Trial with Elektra. I'm going to be showing you my build, what artifacts, uniques I use, and the rotation I use. She's fairly simple, so if you don't have some of the artifacts that I used, don't worry about it because, like I said, she's super simple. And yeah, so let's get it started. So first off, the artifacts I use, again, you don't have to use these, but I use Taskmaster for the range and melee attacks and for the damage rating. I use Advanced Crimson Crystal of Sidorak for the physical damage and health. Gem of the Cursed, obviously for the Brutal and Crit and Brutal Strike. Demon Blood, again, for the fighting and for the melee powers. I use Valkyrie's Legacy for the defense and also for the range and melee, and plus to get extra stamina and health per hit on enemy. For the medallion, I use Grim Reaper just for the physical damage and brutal damage. Legendary Savage of Axis, as you can tell, I'm not even fully leveled to rank 5, but I use this just for the physical damage. And then for costume, I use all critical damage, and I use a costume core that gave me 1 fighting and health. And then for insignia, I use just something that gives me pretty good defense, but as well as brutal strike. And then for the pet, I got 3 strength and 8% base health. And as you can see, I still need to level up everything else, but I just got those 2 maxed out. And again, she's super simple to pass Cosmic Trial. I mean, with this guide, if you do this rotation, the likelihood of you passing it's pretty high. So I'm gonna show you right now the powers where I placed them, and then I'll show you the uniques. So I put 5 here on Say Strike. It's just a basic move. Just get recuperates stamina in case I'm low, but you rarely go low on her. I put 10 on Wave of Shurikens. This was really good because when you hit target, you mark them, and then with the marked, when you mark a boss or a villain or a goon or whatever, you can do a 1-hit kill, and I'll show you how that works in a bit. And then I put 20 of Marked for Death. Maxed it out just because of the passive. That way you get the critical damage rating, critical hit rating. Shadow Strike, again, that's a really good one. 73,000, so that's pretty good. This one maxed out for Thrown Blade. This is going to be for the marked ones. This one was like a one hit kill. It's very common, especially in Cosmic Trial. It's probably one of the best. And then Not Even the Stars. That's a signature, max it out. And then Hyper Awareness, again maxed out for the deflect rating, the dodge rating, and just for mainly for the passive. I put another maxed out for Behind You, another very good one. If the person you are attacking is marked, it does huge damage and does execution. And then From the Shadows, maxed out. It's a very good one. I like this one a lot. And then last but not least is At My Bidding. I use Warriors of the Chaste. I don't really use this as much, but why not? There's some in extra damage, but yeah, that's really it. And then for uniques, I use all of her uniques. And then for the ring, I use a Bloodstone Demand Band. Again, I use this just for the physical damage, summon ally damage, excuse me, and duration, a little bit of defense, and then energy. It might not be the best ring, but it'll do. It does the job. And that's that. And I believe, oh, I'm sorry, I said that I used Grim Reaper. Actually, sorry about that. I use Scroll Imposter Nick Fury for the brutal damage, the health, brutal strike, and the range attack. You can also use Grim Reaper. It's a very good one too. Either or is fine, but I'm using right now Scroll Imposter Nick Fury Medallion Cosmic. And that's really her build, and it's very simple, and as you can tell, is not really fully maxed out. But with this build, you can definitely pass Cosmic Trial. And so how I was able to pass Cosmic Trial is, first, you want to make sure you have Deadpool, because with Deadpool, with this, the server lag, it freezes some of the enemies, so it gives you enough time to do more damage. And then after that, I just started, my rotation is this. I usually do Wave of Shurikens. Keep doing that until I mark the person who want to do one-shot kill. Once that, I do Thrown Blade or Behind You. But let's just say I haven't marked anyone yet. I use From the Shadows, Shadow Strike, and then her signature. So again, I try to mark my enemy by using Wave of Shurikens, and then once it's marked, then I use Throne Blade or Behind You. It looks something like this. Eventually you will get it. The other boss. There you go. See how I marked it right here? What you do with this is all you have to do is literally hover over the target and use either Throne Blade or Behind You, and it's almost instant kill. Now with these it won't kill, but when the Cosmic Child, I did that with the bosses, especially with the Sentinels with Red Skull. Marked them. Once I marked them, hit Throne Blade, boom, and it automatically does instant kill. Again, Wave of Shurikens. Once it's marked, Throne Blade. You can be wherever you're at, and then boom, and look how much damage it does. Again, marked, and then you can also use Behind You. Then you can use the other rotation, which is that was From the Shadows, and then you can use Shadow Strike. And just keep pounding on them. Move around. Just keep doing that. That's that, see? And that's really it. It's a very simple build, but it's very effective. Kid you not, if you do this build and you do it like that, you're bound to pass Cosmic Trial. You shouldn't have any issues at all. And I'm going to show you my Omegas where I place them all at. Like I said, I use about 3,000, so as you can tell right here, I have quite a few left, but I'm going to show you where I placed them all. First off, I use 2 here for the strength and health. For Param's growth particles. Then I did 1 for neural recovery, just for the stamina, not really that much, but for this one I used it, 1 here for the critical damage rating, and then 60 melee critical hit rating. Because she's melee, I use a lot of her melee. Not here. Okay, for interstellar exploration, I did 1 for Hala for the physical attacks, 2 for Skrullos, just to get the melee damage and range, extra damage, and then 1 on Earth, just to increase the base damage, and then 2 on Sakaar for the melee damage and deflect rating. None here, special weapons. For mutation, I put 3 here. Warpath, because the fighting. You definitely want to I put 1 here for Frenzy, but if you have more than 3,000 Omegas, put more here. This is very good because it gives you critical damage rating when you do a melee attack. I did 1 for Harpy, just to get the plus 24 critical hit and brutal strike rating when you hit melee power. 1 for A-Bomb. I like this one because when you turn invisible, you don't get damage coming to you, so you have more time to do more damage. And then for Lyra, 1 here for Spin Tech. That way it does extra damage to bosses. None for Human or Mutation. For our Psychionics, okay, so I did 5 for Melt Phase for the brutal damage. Shadow King's Possession, they did 1 here. That way it can unlock this, but also get that brutal strike rating and critical. And also 2 for the summon ally damage. So I do sometimes summon. I'm not really too fond of hers, but it is what it is. And then telepathic immunity. I did 1 just so I can unlock Focus Strength of Groom, which gives me plus 7 strength. It's minus 70 stamina, but that plus 7 strength is very useful since all of her attacks are all physical. It will definitely help out a lot. And that's it for the Megas. Again, I only use about 3,000, so if you have more than 3,000, you could definitely build our ability really strong. If you had more than that, I would highly recommend to place him more on Here, Warpath for the fighting. A couple more here for Frenzy. Maybe one more here for A-Bomb. And Spin Tech. And obviously you can play around with it more, but that's what I spent all my Omegas for, just the 3,000. And it allowed me to pass Cosmic Trial. Now for Hero Synergy, I put it on Black Panther for the move speed and melee power damage, Cable for the critical chance, Colossus for the health and physical damage, Hawkeye for the speed and critical damage rating, Luke Cage for defense rating and physical, Moon Knight for the physical power critical chance, Nightcrawler for the melee damage, Rogue for the health on any hit, and then one sprint on any hit, and then War Machine for the 10 stamina, which is not really that useful, but more for the fighting attribute, and Wolverine for obviously the brutal strike and brutal damage. And that's really it. It's a very simple build, but with this build I was able to pass Cosmic Trial, and again, she's super fun, super easy, it's really fast, as you can tell. And if you use this build, the Mark 1s, you're bound to pass Cosmic Trial. I always recommend her, apart from Deadpool, but I always recommend her because she's super easy, one-shot kills with the Sentinels for Red Skull, even some of the bosses. And that's it. Alright, if you have any questions, please, comment in the section below, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. Alright.